Yo, so what is good, everybody on YouTube? We are back today with a brand new video, and you saw the title, coming back with another Heat player. We just did Tyler Hero. Today we're doing a Jimmy Butler career re-simulation. Obviously, we've seen just how great Jimmy can honestly be with this Heat team, and he's had a rough couple years before with a lot of chemistry concerns. And, you know, he just wasn't working out really well on the teams and some wasted years in general. So we're going to sim it back and see just how great Jimmy's career can be potentially. So we're going to hop into the draft here. Of course, LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, all in this draft class, the 2020 NBA draft class. Number 1 overall, the Nuggets end up taking Anthony Edwards. And just as a disclaimer, I did not go ahead and put the order correctly for this year's draft class because I felt like that was just doing a little bit too much, and considering it's something like this, I don't think it really needed to be done. Big O goes number 6 to the Wizards, and let's see if Jimmy ends up being a lottery pick, a top 10 pick, or does he even fall out of the lottery, because he was overlooked a lot in real life as well. So let's see how it ends up turning out. Big O, of course, going number 6. Number 7, Obi Toppin going to the Kings. Denny Avila going number 8 to the Heat. And Jimmy goes number 13 to the Boston Celtics, the 6'8" 2-guard out of Marquette. Should be interesting to see him play alongside guys like Marcus Smart, Kemba, Tatum, of course, all of them. So in year 1 here, let's check out what our squad is. Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler is inserted right into the starting role at small forward at a 78 overall. Jeremy Grant at the 4, Robert Williams at the 5. So that means Jason Tatum is no longer here. Definitely interested to see what exactly happened with Jason Tatum. I'm assuming he's signed somewhere else in free agency. But let's check out just exactly where that was real quick. So he ended up going to the Pistons, man. That's an interesting move, to say the very least. So we're going to be working without him. But that's good for Jimmy. It gets him some first-year experience. Luka Doncic here gets MVP of the year 1 of this, of course, with the Dallas Mavericks. With James Wiseman getting Rookie of the Year with the Pistons. And we sneak into the playoffs as the 8th seed, only 38 wins, but playoffs are playoffs. The 8th seed, we will take it. Jimmy coming in pretty hot as the 3rd highest scorer on the team off the rip. Now an 81 overall, going up 3 overall points, putting up 17.3 points per game. We will take that. In the first round of the playoffs here, we got a pretty tough matchup up against this Atlanta Hawks squad, of course, with Trae Young. And we get 4-0 swept by them. So it is only year 1, so not that big of a deal. But we had a good game there from Jimmy, dropping 24 points on 7 of 12 shooting. Kemba doing his thing, and Jaylen Brown as well. But I guess it just wasn't meant to be in year 1, so we're going to keep it pushing. And by the way, Kyle Lowry had 21 points on 5 of 5 shooting that game, which is crazy. But New Orleans Pelicans in the finals here up against the Miami Heat, of course. Oh, they got Michael Porter Jr. at the 3 now, too. That's a little interesting. But let's see how this one plays out. Will the young kids of New Orleans end up getting a chip here? And they do in 5 games. So, here in year 2, let's see just how everything is actually playing out here. You see what the squad is looking like, very similar. Jimmy Butler definitely doing his thing here. What, an 83 overall already, so not bad at all. Of course, you see Robert Williams has converted to that power forward position, being 6'9", and Taco Falls actually our starting center at 77 overall, baby. The memes are here to stay. Giannis Antetokounmpo getting an MVP, Cade Cunningham getting Rookie of the Year, and we come in as the 7th seed with 45 wins, which is like 8-win improvement from last year, so we'll take it. Another year of Jimmy Butler being the 3rd highest scorer. Actually, a little bit of a regression here to 16.6 points per game, but it is what it is, still getting it done nonetheless. Apparently, we added Yusuf Nurkic at some point in the season, which is definitely helpful as we won't have to have Taco as the starting center coming off the bench instead. And we get bounced in the first round again, man, by the Cleveland Cavaliers this time, who ends up going on to the championship here up against the OKC Thunder. And the OKC Thunder OKC Thunder take it in 6 with Cade Cunningham, the rookie, getting finals MVP, man. That's crazy. Moving us into year 3 of the sim here, and we have Zion now, apparently. That's interesting. I guess we signed him in the offseason. Giannis Antetokounmpo getting an MVP season here with the Kings, and we finished the number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference with the addition of Zion. 29.3 points per game for him, and we're honestly kind of getting it all around. Everyone's getting a piece of the pie. But our starting center is actually Tristan Thompson now, which is definitely not what I was expecting or hoping for our team. First round matchup up against the Wizards. We blow by them. getting ourselves to the Eastern Conference Finals up against this New York Knicks team, man. We are battling here. 3-2, we find ourselves down, and we get bounced in 6. Tragic. Zion dropping 33 points, but we could just not get it done. Knicks in the finals here up against last year's winners, the OKC Thunder, with Imani Bates and Cade Cunningham. So let's see just how this one plays out. Back and forth early on, and the Knicks end up taking it in 6 with DeAndre Ayton getting a Finals MVP. So with the additions here in year 4, I would not be surprised if this team can win a chip now, man. That's some big improvements for us. So let's see just how this one ends up playing out. So check out these standings. We have a really good season. And look at the kind of scoring. Everyone's getting a little bit of it. And I didn't even realize that we had Montrezl Harrell coming off the bench as well. We come in as that number 1 seed up against the number 8 seed Indiana Pacers. We bounce them in 5, of course. Zion having a fantastic game. Jimmy not having to do all that much in all honesty, but still shooting a very respectable 8 for 12. Not bad at all. Second round matchup here up against the Atlanta Hawks. We have had some troubles with them in the past, so hopefully we can make it past this. Hop into Simcast for Game 7 here, boys, and hope us luck. But it's looking bleak as we end up getting bounced in 20 points by this team. They are just our kryptonite, man. They now have Nikola Jokic as well. Finals here, we have the Dallas Mavericks up against the New York Knicks. And let's see how this one ends up playing out. Will DeAndre Ayton solidify himself and get himself a second NBA championship of this sim? Finds himself up 3-0, and they end up taking it in 5. He doesn't get another Finals MVP, but a ring is a ring. Moving us on to year 5. Looking at the squad, Jimmy is no longer hanging around here and has made a move to go to the Milwaukee Bucks. And we know Giannis is no longer on this team, so let's see what it's looking like. Luka Doncic, 95 overall. Jimmy Butler, and take a peep down there. Bronny as well, and Evan Mobley, man. This is a very, very young, good team here. You can kind of see that they just went out and signed some guys this offseason. They had some assets that were young guys already in Evan Mobley and Bronny. So, I mean, I'll take it. They went out and signed 2 big free agents. They had 2 young guys that are great pieces already. So, let's see just how this year plays out. Definitely could be interesting. And Bronny ends up getting himself Rookie of the Year here as well, rolling with our Bucks squad. So let's see just how that ended up happening. 55 wins on the season, coming in as the number 4 seed. Not bad at all. Bronny and Luka leading the charge. And yet again, Jimmy taking a little bit of a step back. 15.5 points per game. And look at that. Tyrell Terry actually balling out there in that really close game there in Game 4. But we're moving to the Eastern Conference Finals here up against the Charlotte Hornets. Let's see just how this one ends up playing out. If we could secure our dubski here and not have to worry about it going forward. And that's tragic. We get bounced by the Hornets 4-2. Despite good games there from Luka and Jimmy, we just could not get it done. OKC Thunder in the finals here up against that Charlotte Hornets team. And let's see how it goes. So Hornets find themselves up 3-1 in the series. But I know this Thunder team has some fight. In Game 6, Ja Morant solidifies himself as Finals MVP, moving us into year 6 of the sim. And you see what the squad's looking like. This is a really talented team. And Robert Williams actually coming back to be teammates with Jimmy again. Luka Doncic gets MVP here with us for the Bucks. We find ourselves in a second round matchup here up against the Knicks, who have given us a little bit of trouble in the past. This team has gotten 2 chips so far in the sim, so we got to keep our eye out for that. 2-2 in the series right now. Hopefully we can pull this out, man. This would be a big win to get us back to that Eastern Conference Finals. And it is going to a Game 7. But, man, in Game 7, we could not get it done. We choke. 27 from Luka. We just could not get it done, man. Tragic, tragic, tragic. We're just going to skip ahead and pop into year 7, man. We need to get Jimmy at least 1 ring in this sim because I feel like that's all he's really about. So let's reward him, man. Come on, honestly. So in year 7 here, Jimmy has decided to dip off the Bucks and has signed with the Rockets. So let's see what this Rockets team is looking like. You got Jimmy, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and a young Cade Cunningham here as well. We know what Cade Cunningham is capable of doing. So in year 1 here, to my surprise, this team did not make the playoffs, which is kind of crazy. Jimmy putting up solid numbers, but we just could not get it done. Finals here, you got the Knicks up against the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's see how this one ends up turning out. Will the Knicks get their 3rd championship of this sim? And it's looking that way. Knicks fans got to be real happy right about now. Getting it in 6 right there. 3 chips for the Knicks in this sim, man. If only it was a Knicks rebuild. Moving us into year 8 here. Jimmy Butler chilling at a 92 overall, now at 30 years old. Of course, still has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Cade Cunningham alongside him. And I was really surprised this team didn't make playoffs last year. So let's hope they can this year. So thankfully, we do bounce back a lot stronger here, as we come in as the number 4 seed up against the number 5 seed Denver Nuggets in the first round. But man, oh man, we get bounced in 5. Jimmy puts up 26 in the L, man. I can't imagine he's going to want to stay here too much longer with how this is going. Celtics versus the Clippers in the finals. The Celtics end up taking it. Javon Graves getting finals MVP. Moving us into year 9 of the sim here. 92 overall. Jimmy still holding it down at the small forward. Former teammate right there, Bronny, getting an MVP season with the OKC Thunder, leading them to a 60-win season. Meanwhile, our Rockets get 28 wins on the season, man. And Jimmy putting up still over 20 points a game. I feel like it's just been a waste of talent in these couple years with Houston. Moving us into year 10, and would you look at that? Jimmy Butler goes back, reunites with Bronny in OKC. So it's Jimmy and Bronny are pretty much the 2 big pieces on this team. We're going to slide Bronny to that 2-guard position because we have a really good point guard as well. And we want them both to get kind of tick, and he's a secondary point guard, so why not? But this is going to be an interesting thing. Hopefully we can get Jimmy a chip here, man, because it's been bleak so far for him. So let's see how it turns out. So Bronny gets another MVP season, even with the addition of Jimmy being here. And we come in as the number 2 seed in the Western Conference with 54 wins on the season. Looking at these player stats, Jimmy definitely taking a big step back scoring-wise, as he is scoring over 20 a game every season. In Houston, now more about that 15-ish range, but we'll take it. If it's equating to wins, then we do not care, of course. What our rotations are looking like heading into the playoffs right here. And we find ourselves in the Western Conference Finals already up against the Sacramento Kings team. That's no joke. They are the number 1 seed. So let's see how it ends up going. We find ourselves up 3-1 in the series, and they're fighting back big time. Let's not blow a 3-1 lead, because you don't like to see that at all. So let's hop into Simcast and see just what we can do here. I really hope we don't blow a 3-1 lead. A little back and forth action here, and we end up taking it with a 130-127 dub there. Bronny dropping 43, and Jimmy, pretty poor game, honestly. 3 of 10 shooting with only 9 points. Finals here up against the Boston Celtics. Let's see what this squad is looking like that we're going to be up against here. So you got Marcus Howard, Zion Williamson. Zion's still hanging around with the Celtics, which is kind of interesting. But we find ourselves up 2-0. They get a game 3-1 here. Can we take it? Up 138-111. So, of course, we're going to take this series in 5 games with another brick by the Celtics right there to secure us the dub and get Jimmy a ring finally. As we know, that is the thing he cares the most about. And I'm just happy we finally can get him a ring, man. Interested to see who will be the Finals MVP. More than likely it'll be Bronny, but you never know. Jimmy did have some strong games in the series, as you see, putting up 23 right there with 9, 4, and 4. But Bronny does end up getting Finals MVP. Of course, he probably deserves it. Moving into year 11 of the sim, this is what our squad is looking like. And would you look at that? After getting a ring with Bronny, Jimmy buckets, dips, and goes somewhere else. So let's see where Jimmy has decided to go. He's going to the Utah Jazz. And I haven't seen too much of the Jazz, so I'm not sure about this one. Let's see. So we go to the Jazz. Who's there with us? And wow, I don't know if this is a win-now move. Maybe he went there to go play with Bam Adebayo. Not really sure, man. But we'll see how it turns out. Bronny getting another MVP season there with the Thunder. And like I was saying here, the Jazz end up missing playoffs, man. I really don't understand why Jimmy wanted to go here, in all honesty. 32-50 with this Jazz team. Now look at the player stats. Of course, he goes back to putting up really high numbers like he was before, over 20 points a game every season, but it's not the best move for him. You can see what his accolades are looking like. Could be a little bit better, not too bad though. Still has 5 All-Star games, some all-defensive team appearances, and all of that. The Jazz just actually missing playoffs by 1 seed there, which kind of sucks, but 35 wins realistically, you shouldn't get a playoff spot. Jimmy putting up 17.5 points per game on the season. Third highest scorer, starting to get up there in age. Pistons versus the Thunder there. Man, I wish Jimmy would have stayed with the Thunder. He could have got himself probably at least another championship or two in this sim. And we're going to have to watch it painfully as we see the Thunder up 3-1. And are they going to blow a 3-1 lead? They are not. Game 7, Bronny steps up. Moving us into year 13 of the sim. Hopping right into playoffs where you can see we missed playoffs yet again. 33 wins on the season. You don't love to see it at all. We are now on the Raptors, by the way. Jimmy had an 83 overall, coming off the bench kind of as a piece. So, Thunder versus the Wizards yet again in the finals. Thunder making it in there. And are the Thunder going to get another chip? They are not. The Wizards end up securing it over them. So moving us into year 14. Year 14, another, we made the playoffs, but not how we want it. We get bumped 4-1 in the first round and get bounced, man. Some tragic years here. So let's see what's going on in year 15 of the sim here. Year 15, Jimmy Butler has decided to finally switch teams and go to the Suns. But this Suns team, yet again, is not a team that looks like a win-now team. 3-star system proficiency. He's one of the better players on the team. And let's see how that equated to wins. We get 22 wins, going 22-60 on the season, man. Tragic for Jimmy right now as far as trying to get championships. Building up his legacy for sure, putting up solid numbers throughout all this time. He's getting close to the end now, so you would assume you'd want to try and make a push to a championship team. Year 17 here. Let's see where Jimmy has ended up going. And he is actually a free agent. So it's looking like Jimmy is not going to find a team, and he does not find a team in year 17. Probably retires here, I would assume. And there you have it. Jimmy retiring after 16 years in the league. Not really exactly what we wanted for Jimmy in this career, of course. Maybe something a little bit better. But at the end of the day, he still did get himself a ring. Still had some solid accolades with like 6 all-star appearances, some all-defensive teams and such. But we're going to have to see if Jimmy ends up making the Hall of Fame because I'm kind of interested in that. He does alongside guys like Zion and Ja Morant, which is definitely great. Averaging 15.8 points per game in his career, not bad. He does not get his jersey retired by anyone. And of course, as always, if you guys made it this far throughout the video, comment GOAT, G-O-A-T in all capitals below so I know you're a true Bean Squad supporter and can show you some love in the comment section. We're going to run through this and kind of show where Jimmy is ranked, of course, all time in the things that he's actually relatively high in. But I appreciate all you guys for watching. Boys, let me know what you guys want down next in the comments below. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bean out.